Alright everyone, it's time for the delusion of the day. Davidhogg is worried about hot battlefields and being drafted and having to fight people's wars. And link in the description, this is his post on Twitter. He's worried about being drafted for, I guess, Biden's World War III, basically. Well, you people are going to cause us young folks to have to go to war. And I was thinking to myself, I don't think that you're going to get drafted. Number one, you fucking hate guns. You've made that fairly publicly known. Other than your FUD 12-gauge shotgun that you do, like, clay pigeon shooting with. And for some reason, he posts this online sometimes, alienating his own even more anti-gun fans. And it's, like, kind of not conducive to actually spreading your message. And everyone was mystified about it. It's like, oh, here's this premier anti-gunner. He's got severe gun derangement syndrome, but then he's bragging about knowing about guns. Okay, it's kind of easy to operate a shotgun. I would love to see you attempt to use one of the AR-15s that you're so scared of, especially when if you are in the military, you're going to have to use a aesthetically similar rifle, except that it'll actually be an assault rifle instead of the civilian version that you hate so much. I don't think that you're going to have to do that, though, because you weigh like 90 pounds. I'm not sure why they would draft you. They'd put you down as incapable of being drafted due to your physical properties. I say this as someone, I'm a skinny dude. I'm not built. I'm not jacked. I'm athletic in the sense that I can hike around all day without getting tired. I like doing a lot of work outdoors, fucking splitting wood, growing things, mauling up the soil. I'm outdoorsy, so I'm not unhealthy. But, I mean, at the very least, I don't look like Davidhogg, in all honesty. Also, the dude's 13 going on 30. He's got that look that a lot of Zoomers have where they look too young and too old at the same time. And I think it must be something in the water. It must be the diet or something like that, because at the first glance, or from a distance, the person looks like, oh, it's like 17 or something. But then you get up close and they're all wrinkly and stuff, like, and getting premature balding and shit like that is very common among the mid-20s crowd for some reason. I think it's a lack of protein. You need to drop the soybeans and get some biltong. Landofbiltong.com can set Davidhogg up. They should sponsor him or something. Get him some Wagyu. Get him some Angus and watch. Maybe he can get jacked or something like that. There's still time, David. You can do it. I'm thinking to myself, if you're worried about wars breaking out and you having to fight in wars, specifically he was whining about the U.S. involvement in Ukraine, saying, well, if you withdraw aid for Ukraine, pretty soon the Russians will invade NATO and then we'll have to fight. Firstly, that's an impossible political scenario. Russia's not batshit enough to do that. Ukraine's not in NATO. It's not directly militarily allied with the United States. Kinda, sorta. Under agreement, not an official alliance. We can get to that in a different video or a live stream or something. The fact that Russia has invaded a country that under Obama they had already invaded and annexed Crimea does not bring you to the brink of World War III without Western involvement. It's the involvement of the West that's actually causing the brinksmanship to go on. This is why nukes from Russia have been moved into Belarus. This is why the US is moving nuclear platforms back to the UK. Davidhogg and people like him are clueless about history and the Constitution. We've seen that quite clearly, and don't understand this. You don't understand. Those of us who are a little bit older remember at least the ass end of the Cold War and the brinksmanship involved then, up until the collapse of the Soviet Union, which, I mean, the Cold War never truly went away, but, it warmed up for a while there. It was better. After the Soviet Union was gone, relations improved for some time. Under Trump, they were definitely improving. Little Davy, have you heard of Korea? That was part of the Cold War. The original war in Korea back in the 1950s was part of the fight against communism thing. Under Donald Trump, you had a rapprochement between the two Koreas, North and South Korea. Donald Trump, the first president to set foot in North Korea after that schism. You had the removal of landmines, border stations, etc., etc. You had the repatriation of human remains. You had the reopening of joint complexes, Kaesong especially, etc., etc., etc. What have you got under Biden? Well, Biden's the one that's leading the charge, the foray into Ukraine right now, and wars are popping off all over the world. I would think that if little Davy is truly worried about being drafted into World War III, you'd vote for Trump, ironically enough. You'll have to swallow your pride with regards to being such an anti-gunner and realize that if you speak softly and carry a big stick, as opposed to the alternative, the opposite under Joe Biden, wars are less likely to start. Then you don't have to use those guns. You can go shoot your clay pigeons or something like that. You can be the FUD that you were born to be. It's almost like he's trying to be a boomer or something like that. He's going to get his duck hunting cap and his hunting jacket. Go out there, yeah, Rufus Rapscallion, we go get us some ducks today. Tomorrow we go get rabbits, or something like that. So like, card-carrying member of the NRA, Davidhogg. That'd be funny. I've joked about the conservatives and how because they only slow down the slow march towards tyranny, that there'd be a time that AOC would be the leader of the NRA and she'd be holding up a BB gun like Charlton Heston. Maybe Davidhogg will give her a run for her money, considering there's plenty of cuckery going on there. And they're not even the most cucked. Keep that in mind, too. I prefer gun owners of America myself. I mean, who's going to draft you? You're not going to be able to carry the equipment. You're not going to be able to march. You're certainly too fucking stupid to take orders. You'd think that you knew better than your commanding officer. You'd get yourself shot, probably. And you hate guns. Why would they want you in the military? Don't worry. I'm sure you can get a deferment and be a conscientious objector. My conscientious objection, well, I'm scared of guns. I don't want a bunch of muscly dudes around me, every single one of them which could bench press me, firing automatic weapons, because, I'll be terrified. I'll shit myself. Maybe he can just transition and say, well, I'm a girl now, and you can't draft me. Just change that. There are definitely, because of wokeness, certainly if a draft is instituted, there are plenty of ways around it right now. It'll be easy. The government has made it very, very simplistic. All you have to do is pretend to be something that you're not and marginally live that lifestyle long enough to fool a recruiter, basically. Don't worry, David. I'm sure nobody's going to put you in the trenches. It would be funny. It would be amusing. You'd probably actually learn that you like guns. You'd learn, hey, that's actually pretty cool. The government's paying me to shoot things. Well, that's good. And you get MREs. And you get them for free. And this pisses me off. To all of you military out there, you're in the military, you're a veteran, it pisses me off slightly that you get free MREs. Now, some of you have sent some to me. I thank you for your generosity, but have you seen the prices on eBay lately? Holy shit. And it's all because of Steve MRE Info popularizing the genre with that one video with the Civil War hardtack. After that, all the MREs were bought up. There's only a few of the basic bitch MREs you can still get for an overpriced amount. That doesn't even compensate for Bidenflation. Oh my God. I'm not paying $20 for one meal. If I'm going to do that, I'm going to go to the restaurant or I'm going to buy the ingredients and cook it myself. MREs are fun, but, there's no return on investment. Before, it's like I make an MRE video, enough people tune in so that I make the money back, basically, or somebody sent it to me for free. Can't do that anymore. It's a dying market. It's been completely strangulated at this point. I just love this. Oh my God, if we don't send money to Ukraine, then we're going to have World War III, and I might have to fight, and oh my God, you're endangering the youth. No. And also, aren't you a little bit out of draft age now? Like back in the day, you were the teeny bopper. Aren't you like almost 25 now, I think? Somewhere around there? So, they're not going to draft you first. You're not going to be on the first call. So unless and in World War III, it'll go nuclear anyway. You have bigger things to worry about. You should start survival gardening and investing in potassium iodide, I suppose. That's about all. Peace out.